For me, when I think about joy, I think about the fact that, like, even in the midst of chaos, like, Black folks have always found ways to be creative. We have always found, Black and specifically Black queer folks, we have always found a way, right? It's like the whole notion of making a way out of no way. Um, and that's why I'm always telling people, I'm like, even when I think about slavery, I'm like, you would think that enslaved people didn't laugh, enslaved people didn't tell jokes, enslaved people didn't get married, enslaved people didn't, play the dozens, have fun. Like, slavery is the institution, but they were still humans within that. And so we often talk about like traditions that were passed down, like jumping the broom was passed down from slavery. I'm like, well, y'all, if jumping the broom was passed down through slavery, that means that two people fell in love with each other and got married. And they're like, oh, I guess I didn't think about that. It's like, think about it. There was love during slavery. So I'm often thinking about like how we often, as Black folks, we have like these really, really just amazing moments in time where even in the midst of our struggles, even in the midst of our oppression, we are still the architects of creativity, and we are still doing like these amazing, beautiful things. And we're still witnessing happy moments and happiness and collective happiness, collective joy when somebody wins an award or somebody does this, even when we're all stuck in the house, right? Like, Issa Rae says, like, I'm rooting for everybody Black. Now, I ain't rooting for everybody because some of them people, like, there's no way I'm rooting for no R. Kelly. I'm not rooting for, you know what I'm saying? But it's that mentality of, even in the midst of the things, the oppressions, the things that we are going through, like, we still find like these pockets of beauty, these pockets of joy. So much so that I always say, like, to try not to let a bad moment become a bad day. I think as Black folks, we have a lot of things that are bad moments, and like there could still be a lot of joy in a bad day. And I think that's what joy is. Joy is also like our imagination. I always say that imagination is where Black freedom resides, because if they could take our imagination from us, then that's when they know that they got us. But as long as we can continue to imagine a future greater than this one, as long as we can continue to imagine a world with no prisons, a world with no oppression, as long as I can continue to imagine that, then you can't take it. You can't take my joy from me, because I'm going to find a way to find happiness even in the midst of my worst moments.